real quick, like for like 5 minutes, I'm just gonna bring up the tight end extensions because those were pretty big deals. But I'll go fast if you're cool with that.
Nah, go ahead, man. I saw them pop up on my phone today. Kyle Pitts getting paid. I knew that was coming. I didn't know it was coming now, but I'm not really too surprised. I know he mentioned it when Drake London got his extension.
Hmm. For sure. He signed a 3-year, $54 million deal. 36 million of that is guaranteed. That puts him
Big
at,
guarantee.
yeah, 36 guaranteed, 18 million total a year, which
Yeah,
places him third among highest paid tight ends. So I like this contract. I think he's a good weapon. He had a lot better year this year than he has in the past. He's more of a big body receiver in my eyes. So if you want to look at the money in that aspect, that would put him 25th among wide receivers. So if you look at the contract like that, I think that makes it more plausible. But I think you have to take care of Bijan. I would have paid Bijan before Drake London and before Kyle Pitts. So hopefully that's the next big domino to fall. But man, they are
it's
spending
gotta
big
be.
money on their offense because you got chunk going to London, a chunk going to Pitts, and then Bijan is going to be the highest paid running back. So that's a lot of money you're investing in the offense. So we already talked about the Falcons before, but figuring out the quarterback position is the most important thing. And it's going to be really exciting when they do figure out the QB position because you have all these weapons locked down. And it's going to be exciting to see. But then you had, right after that dropped, Brenton Strange, which was such a surprise contract, but I love it. 3-year, $48 million deal, 25 million of that guaranteed. That puts him at $16 million per year, which is the fourth highest paid tight end in football. And for a lot of people, they don't even know who Brenton Strange is, and that's fair. I mean, I didn't really know who he was until like a year ago, and that's basically because he was on my dynasty football team.
Yeah.
But man, he is a very underrated player. And so I read something and I didn't like double check this. So if I'm wrong, don't blame me too much. But the Jaguars averaged 30 points per game when Brenton Strange was playing and 22 points per game when he wasn't playing. And so,
A whole 8
there's a
points,
lot of
huh?
other factors, but there seems to be a trend when he's on the field, the offense thrives more.
Yeah.
And even the Jaguars record too last year, they were 11-2 in active games when he was playing, and one of those losses was the playoff game, and they were 2-3 when he was not on when he was out injured, when he was out. And so he directly impacts winning. And so that's pretty exciting that they have a good tight end because Jaguars have kind of struggled for a while to lock up a good tight end. Like they had Evan Ingram for a little bit, and he was
Mhm.
an okay tight end. But then getting a guy like Brenton Strange, someone who's homegrown, that's pretty big time for them. So they have him. You know, they they probably need to get another running back. I would assume they have Bashaw Tootin, but other than that, they didn't really fill in the hole that Travis Achan left. Maybe they're going to be a Najee Harris team. There's a couple guys probably on the trade market with James Conner, Alvin Kamara. So we'll see if they go in any direction there. But I think overall, both of these contracts were pretty good. And Brenton Strange might be a little bit more of a risk with that contract just because he's a little bit more unknown. The production isn't there as much, but I think his overall game is fantastic. So, yeah, overall, I like this
But I
contract.
mean,
But
the advanced stats say otherwise.
for real, though,
Am I right, Kenny?
I had to pause my mic, dude, because I just coughed so much.
Kenny's
The
writing
end
that
of
down as we
podcast.
speak on his advanced stacks of how many times Zach coughs.
Dude,
Um,
bro, it's absurd.
But Strange, yeah, like he's a good weapon on offense. He's also a good blocker too, so I'm not really too shocked. It's not
Yeah,
just the value he brings on the receiving, like the on the offensive side where he's catching the football and making plays. It's really nice to have a tight end that can do both. And he only played in 12 games too, dude. And he had his most yards receiving this past year. So he if he would have played like 17 game if he would have played all games, he was actually more like on pace closer to 800 yards, I would say. At least 700. Like,
hmm
dude, having a tight end that's receiving at a rate of about 7, maybe even close to 800 yards, they're getting paid. Getting paid instantly.
for sure.
Yeah,
And
not
so
too
your top
shocked.
5 highest paid tight ends now: number 1, George Kittle; number 2, Trey McBride; number 3, Kyle Pitts; number 4, Brenton Strange; and number 5, Isaiah Likely. And I am willing to bet
Isaiah Likely.
that Tucker Craft is probably next. And I don't know, he might make the same as Kyle Pitts. He might get that 18 million number, but we'll
Yeah.
see. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in. Just throw in a little bit of football, but there's not
Yeah,
much going on. So
kind of weird that their signings kind of happened around the same time too.
yeah,
Strange.
that's usually how it happens though,
Get
because
it?
it's like, yes, Brenton Strange.
Strange.
Yeah, usually it's like they use other position groups contracts just for like negotiation tactics because it's like, oh, this guy
Yeah.
got this much, so I should get this much. So it was
Tight ends
like
are getting
that's
paid, baby.
why, yeah, they are, man. That's why it was so important. And I was really glad that the Dolphins paid Devon Achane really fast because you had Gibbs and Bijan coming up, and I'm like, Gibbs and Bijan are better than Achane, even though I love
Yeah.
Achane, but I would not want to pay Achane more than those two. So it was good to get that done first. But now Gibbs and Bijan can go to their agents and their teams and be like, oh, Achane got this. I should be making this much. So
Right.
usually paying first is good in some cases. And I think in this case,
Yeah.
it probably worked good for Brenton Strange. It probably helped him a bit in his negotiation. So good for them.
Yeah. 100%.